The people of ancient China, philosophers, writers, artists, and scientists created a rich and brilliant culture. Their ideas, art, literature, and inventions command respect and wonder and still affect life today. Hi, and welcome back. In today's literature segment, I'm going to talk about literature of ancient China.
Asian Chinese and Japanese literature. The development of writing. In 1936, archaeologists at an ancient site called Anjiang discovered thousands of turtle shells covered with a form of writing called pictograph, simplified drawings of objects. These shells, as shown on the right, dated to about 1400 BC. The writing system used in China today developed from this pictographic writing. Turning points in literature. During the Han Dynasty, the invention of paper changed forever the way words were recorded in China. Chinese paper was made from mulberry bark, silk rags, hemp, bamboo, and fishing nets, which were mixed together and soaked in water. The mixture was then boiled, mashed, and pounded into pulp. A fine screen was dipped into the pulp to scoop up a thin layer of fibers. After the layer of pulp was pressed to remove the water, it was dried on a heated wall. The sheet of paper was then carefully peeled away. The invention of paper led to the creation of books and spurred the Chinese invention of woodblock printing and movable type. The first Chinese books, which were handwritten by scholars, were made of paper rolled into long scrolls. The use of paper also created new possibilities in the art of calligraphy. To produce the delicate strokes, calligraphers practiced for years to master the thousands of characters in the Chinese writing system. Literature of Japan. Simplicity, discipline, nature. These three words reflect the major themes of the literature selections that you will read in this part. The words also reflect the foundations of modern Japanese culture. The influence of China around AD 500. Chinese ideas and customs began to influence the Japanese. Important influences include Buddhism and the Chinese system of writing. Literature. Early Japanese writers excelled in poetry. The first Japanese poetry anthology was compiled in about 759. The collection contains more than 4,500 poems. Most of the poems are tanka, 31-syllable lyrical poems that deal mostly with nature and love. From the 700s until the 1500s, tanka was the most common form of poetry in Japan. Literature, poetry, and prose flourished during the Heian period. Most writers at that time were members of the nobility. Two of the finest writers were Sei Shonagon and Murasaki Shikibu, both of whom depicted Heian court life in their prose. And as you can see in the drawings, they are women. Toward the end of the Heian period, Japanese poets began to divide tanka into smaller parts. From this practice, Japanese poets create haiku, a 17-syllable poem that presents images of nature. Great haiku masters among Matsubashi wrote their verse during Tokugawa period. Monitor your reading strategies while you read Japanese and Chinese Asian literature, and modify them when your understanding breaks down. Remember to use the strategies for active reading: predict, visualize, connect, question, clarify, and evaluate.
I hope you found this video useful. Thanks for watching, and until the next one, bye!